Do you read Sutter Kane?
This is not reality!
Hookshot!
Hookshot! Happy Halloween, y'all.
Season 2. Well, hello, Internet demonologists! Welcome to Trailer Trash, the show where we drink a lot of alcohol and...
Talk trailers.
Very excited to be back. Big as life and twice as ugly.
Sick reference, bro.
Sick reference me. You're watching this mid-October, which means that it is, of course, a...
Horror movie special. One of two.
We're going to start with... The Conjuring.
Then we're going to move on to In the Mouth of Madness, the John Carpenter flick.
Madness is always in my mouth.
Ew.
And then we are going to finish it off with Paranormal Activity.
Yes.
We got links in the description below. Watch these trailers before we watch them, so this way you're not lost.
Get caught up.
Anyway, as is customary, let's get the hell into it, man.
Let's do it.
And because it is, of course, Halloween, this couldn't have been more appropriate than it's ever been before.
To evil.
I get my own room.
Oh, you really? You're the young
I call it on the room. 1, 2, first clap.
Did you ever play this game, Dave?
I never played with clapping, no.
It's basically hide and seek, right?
I hid and sought, but I never did it with claps.
Clap.
No me gusta.
So good.
Ooh, bass and
It really is dreadful, but just the sense of dread fucking conjures up. No pun intended.
No. Great shot.
Yeah.
Got a close-up and a third-person shot.
Yes. This really is a well-shot film, and the use of wide lenses especially is really, Ooh!
No! Dave! What's happening? Oh, Dave, no!
Oh, man.
No one's gonna hear you.
No one's gonna hear you scream in space.
Oh, shit. Good on her for carrying matches around at all.
I know, right? Very good.
So
Nice.
good.
Love the big, bold, yellow title, too. That's pretty cool.
This is one of my top 5 favorite trailers I've ever seen. Whenever Dave and I have, throughout the course of putting together this show and figuring out what trailers we're going to talk about, I've wanted to talk about the Conjuring teaser trailer since the very beginning because it's so good.
Capital G, and I think the whole word is capitalized.
All caps, great. Most horror movie trailers follow the same route as most action movie trailers, which is you get a little bit of the setup, you get the exposition, and then they just hammer you with a sensory overload experience where it's just like a bunch of shots, a bunch of crazy sound effects,
loud noises,
screams, loud noises, etc., jump scares essentially. However, what I love about The Conjuring, which I wish all scary movies did, instead of it trying to show you the multitude of scary scenes that are in this movie, it focuses on just one. There's many ways that this trailer could have been put together, but this is probably the simplest and most effective setup and payoff sequence in the movie that can feel almost like a little short film.
Yeah, it does. It's very self-contained.
By treating it basically like a clip from the movie, it allows you as the audience member to be immersed in this experience. It's almost like for 2.5 minutes, I'm watching the movie.
Absolutely.
And I'm experiencing the movie as it is.
It's like a 9-course meal. You're getting one course of the 9-course meal, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of getting a little slice of all the 9 courses, here's one dedicated course of your, you know what I'm trying to say. Go fuck yourself.
I understand what you're trying. I mean, I feel like a more succinct way to say it is, it's like a sandwich.
No, not the movie sandwich. No.
It's like a sandwich. This trailer is the bread.
No, it's not the movie sandwich. The movie sandwich is flawed. It'll always be flawed.
It's a perfect analogy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
This would be, all right, if we're going to go with the sandwich analogy, if we're going to dig up this fucking grave.
We're not digging it. It's a fresh sandwich made every day.
This would be, if you want someone to cater your wedding with sandwiches, and they have 9 sandwiches that they want you to choose from.
Sure.
They say, here's a sandwich of the 9 sandwiches. That's this trailer. It's one of 9 sandwiches.
All right, hey man, as long as you're on the movie sandwich train.
I'm not. I'm firmly off.
Well, it seems like you are.
I'm on the movie sandwiches train. It's a very big difference.
Multiple sandwiches.
You're talking about the movie sandwich, singular. Anyway. I need a drink after that.
I get my own room.
Oh, you really? You're the young
I call it on the room.
With one line and one shot, we get all the setup that we need for this movie. It's a big family. They're moving in to a new house, and it's the 70s. We do this with one line of dialogue where the daughter says,
I get my own room.
the door opens, we see that it's what, 4 girls?
Something like that.
Four
It's
girls?
a gaggle of girls.
And then we get the soundtrack of The Time of the Season, which is a very famous song.
1, 2.
The next thing that we see immediately after them rushing into the house is them exploring the house by playing a game of hide and seek.
Yes.
We know that the house is new to them. There are parts that they haven't seen. There are things about the house that they don't know. And then we get the immediate that kills the music.
Yep,
And-
kills the music and
reveals
just
what
changes. Sorry, I'm just...
No. Go ahead.
It changes the vibe.
It does.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Cues us into what is really
Yes.
underneath the surface.
Some kind of conjuring.
Indeed.
Conjuration.
Perhaps the house is the bread, and the vibe is the mayonnaise.
Don't push it.
Who's ever down there? I'm gonna lock you in now.
This is a gold standard trailer. James Wan, great job.
James Wan,
You are really great.
We salute you.
I do salute James Wan, not to the point of bowing, but I do.
We are not worthy.
I'll give him I'll tip my hat
Tip of the cap.
to
Tip of the cap.
James Wan.
I'm surprised you haven't seen Wayne's World, have you?
I have. It's been a long time.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
It's too bad. We could have done. We're not worthy.
Why not?
We're not worthy. Wait, can we do that as the way to end?
Yes.
Okay. James Wan.
James Wan.
This is all we have to say to you. New line.
Ooh, I love Halloween.
Oh shit.
Hey.
Christine rules.
The Road of Terror.
You know what? Slightly off topic.
This one will drive you absolutely mad.
Kane disappeared 2 months ago without a trace.
I'm the guy that writes horror books.
You can forget about
Oh,
That's a
that's a
Franken edit.
Franken cut right there. Absolutely.
See this? It's a map.
Hey, New Hampshire. I'm from there.
You just get out.
This is not reality.
It's all
Not reality.
You know this book will drive people crazy.
Well, let's hope so. The movie comes out next month.
Ah, that's great.
The movie we're watching soon.
Good tagline.
I love this movie.
Me too.
This movie is borderline impossible to succinctly explain what it's about.
Yep.
You don't want to give anything away about what the surprises are. And in order to explain what the movie's about, you'd have to give away those surprises.
Yeah.
And this trailer 100% struggles with that. If you just break it down to the log line, it doesn't sound very interesting. Guy has to figure out where a famous horror novelist has disappeared to with the manuscript for his next book.
Doesn't sound
However,
very exciting.
that's not even close to what this movie has in store.
I think you get what's in store sort of, they kind of slow drip it. The idea of, like, you know, his books make people go crazy.
Yes.
And, you know, he starts seeing things. You see little flashes of, like, you know, tentacles, CG book pages splitting open. If I had not seen this film before, I still probably wouldn't know exactly what it's all about until that end line. Like, it's like, oh, okay, this is what's happening.
All right, Dave.
All right,
John
Matt.
Carpenter is one of the greatest filmmakers that has ever filmmaked.
Strong agree.
We got to bring on somebody who is a John Carpenter fanatic like me,
Yes.
like you,
Yes.
to talk about his oeuvre, to talk about In the Mouth of Madness. He was in a movie called
Jeff Needs Ice Cream.
directed by this son of a bitch
I
over
directed.
here. He also directed a movie himself called Friday the 13th Mother's Day, which is the best fan film that's ever been fan filmed. He's a professional editor for places like Vanity Fair and Glamour and Wired. Cory Stevens!
Welcome to the show!
Welcome to the show!
Hey, I'm Cory Stevens. What can I
Hey,
say?
nice. There he is.
It's a deep cut for
It's a-
those
it's
of
a-
you who are friends with us.
An inside joke.
I'm so excited to be here and talk about this amazing movie that also is fortunate enough to have an amazing trailer to go along with it.
Yeah, let's
true.
so before we begin, I'm getting there.
Whoa!
As is customary.
As is customary,
Corey,
what are you drinking? It's trailer trash after all.
Whiskey on the rocks, fellas.
beautiful, easy peasy.
I'm drinking purple.
Purple Urkel, and I'm drinking a zombie cocktail from Queen's Comfort.
This trailer and I go way back. It was on the VHS tape for Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And I saw that when I was 10 years old, when I was first discovering horror movies. And I had my parents take me down to the video store at the laundromat for probably 6 months every week to rent that VHS tape. And In the Mouth of Madness was the first trailer on the tape. They spend the whole first few minutes hyping up John Carpenter. When I was a kid, the name didn't mean that much to me just yet, but as soon as it fades up from black and then you cut to your main character, it's Sam Neill, which at that time, for all of us, he's like a father figure. He's Alan Grant. And I'm like, holy shit, sign me up. I'm already here.
We've discussed the difficulty of summarizing this movie.
So that's why I think they rely on the beginning where they hype up John Carpenter. In the 90s, Carpenter hadn't had a hit, a well-received film in a while, and even Carpenter hadn't had a hit, so they spend the whole first little bit trying to re-hype you up about him. Like, here's the guy who made Halloween, here's the guy who made Christine, here's the guy who made Starman. And then they hit you with probably the best trailer title card ever, which is, he's John Carpenter, it's 1995, let's fucking go.
Go fuck yourself. Here's a fucking movie.
Exactly. What I think is so funny is this trailer is the epitome of one of these things that's not like the other, because Halloween and Christine are absolutely horror films. Starman is not in any way, shape, or form a horror film.
So far to come, so much to do, so little time to fall in love.
There's one shot in the trailer of Stiles, the female lead, next to Sam Neill.
Harry Styles?
No.
From One Direction? Go on.
Her head being forced down into the glowing book. In the movie, when that happens, you get flashes of scenes we've already seen and scenes we are about to see, because those are things that happen in the book. The editing style on display in this trailer is exactly the editing style deployed in that particular moment in the movie. So the trailer is made by someone who understands, like, this is what the movie looks like, so I'm going to try and nail that aesthetic as much as possible.
And that's very unique to find a trailer that actually has some similarities to the actual movie itself.
It's all happening for real, Trent.
There's something in this trailer that is a callback to an episode from season 1 that I definitely want to hear your take on, and that is the Franken edit. So
yes.
Cory, for our viewers, could you explain to us what a Franken edit is?
All right, a Franken edit, or also known as a Franken bite.
There's one opportunity here.
You must start by saying, as an editor.
As an editor.
Well, you got to put a little stank on it.
Yeah, you got to put some stank on it.
As an editor. Sometimes a technique that we're called upon to use is Franken editing, which is taking dialogue and editing it to create something more concise. Just like how Dave stitched that together in the edit just now. In the case of this trailer, you get the one in the beginning where Sam Neill is like,
I'm the guy that writes horror books.
and you can tell something doesn't seem right about that.
I'm the guy that writes horror books.
And it's because in the movie he says,
I'm the guy that writes that horror crap.
but I think what makes this especially bad is that it's done right on a picture edit, which makes it even more noticeable.
I'm the guy that writes horror books.
It's two things at once that we're not supposed to pay attention to.
It's jumpy for all the senses.
And I think what's unfortunate is that it happens in the first, 30 seconds or so of the trailer. Maybe
it gets better.
You may not notice, but for us editors, it's obnoxious and I can't get past it.
It's horrible. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
You can't unhear it. At this point, we've probably played it a few times.
I'm the guy that writes horror books.
Cory, any final thoughts on In the Mouth of Madness?
John Carpenter, Sam Neill, 1995. The fuck more do you want from a movie?
Ooh.
Ooh, real people like you and me.
Real people.
Oh my god, people not distancing? Ooh, what is that like?
High def camera on. My girlfriend Katie, she thinks
high def camera, cut to
super low res SD night vision footage.
Whatever, paranormal phenomena.
Was this the first HD found footage film?
Probably.
He says
First
HD
digital.
camera.
I feel it breathing on me.
There's footsteps in, but there's no footsteps out.
Oh, God. Oh.
It's the sand monster. It's the Sandman. Enter Sandman.
It's not the house. It's me.
You cannot run.
Now we're kind of breaking the structure of this trailer a little bit here.
What is it?
Oh. Hey, all right. Nice.
All right.
Opening in these cities.
Whoa.
Where's New York? Demand it.
Demand it. I demand it.
I demand Paranormal Activity.
All those people look like they had a good time.
So I came to this trailer after originally suggesting the Blair Witch trailer. Blair Witch has a solid teaser. It's very simple, very effective.
Well, Blair Witch is one of the most famous marketing campaigns
ever
of all time.
And that's why I wanted to talk about it. I was convinced, as a Ute, that this was real shit happening. Part of this movie's charm, which I think is similar to Blair Witch, was that it was kind of an unknown entity.
Yes.
When it came out.
Very, very small film.
Small indie film, and the trailer takes a different approach that I thought was very interesting, which is why I wanted to discuss it. This is the first trailer I can think of that they show the audience
reacting to it, yeah.
You know, a lot of horror films try and scare you in the trailer. This is showing you other people who are already scared.
How scared you should expect to be when you watch this movie.
Yes, exactly.
Well, you want to know how you're going to feel?
This is how you're going to feel.
Check out this trailer.
Something's here. I feel it breathing on me.
That's what's so exciting about this movie, is being in a group of people and being terrified.
This film does benefit from being with a group of people, especially back then when how new it was, how novel the concept was, and the execution of the concept was, I would say, semi-novel. At that point, we'd seen a lot more found footage films.
No, this was the first. This was the first found footage film since Blair Witch.
Was it really? Were there not more between Blair Witch and Paranormal?
No. But when Paranormal Activity came out in 2009, 10 years later, then it was like every 6 months you had a found footage movie. Yeah, and it became so oversaturated.
This was the saturation time for sure.
It's not the house, it's me.
You cannot run from this. It will follow you.
This goes back to something we said about Gone in 60 Seconds. I wish to see more trailers that dive into the experience of seeing a movie in the theater.
In the theater.
And this, you are literally in the theater. You're even seeing the film roughly comped in to the screen in full color.
Yeah.
As an editor. We see these techniques, and you can see that they place the film.
And then they just like feathered the edges.
They feathered the edges a little bit, but it's in full color, which the rest of
the night footage is not. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I see through your bullshit, but it's effective. It's cool.
A lot of trailers after this that did this technique would try to have their cake and eat it too, where they would do the normal trailer thing, and then they would cut to footage of people in the audience.
Go!
It was a 10 out of a 10.
Something awful happened here, Ed.
Titanic in 3D was like watching it for the first time.
This works much better, where it's just like
you're here the whole time.
The main feature of this trailer is the audience and their reaction.
Yes.
The movie is secondary because honestly, like any trailer should, they don't want to show you anything. Mm-hmm. There's so much good, scary stuff that happens in this movie. It would be a disservice to spoil it in 2.5 minutes. What's more important is this movie is fucking scary. Well, hey guys, I hope you're as scared out of your minds as we are by all the demon stuff.
So much spooky content on Trailer Trash for the last couple weeks.
We talked about some truly scary movies.
Great movies, great trailers. Please.
If you love this show and you want to watch it, subscribe right now. Subscribe. That's what I just said.
Apparently the button's below us. I'm pretty sure it is.
It's probably below us.
Hey, as a customer.
It's Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to evil.